Okay, let's focus in on the guy that is the man for Virginia. And I know they share the basketball and they're unselfish, but you need to have a guy that can get you a bucket. And Sam Hauser is that dude for Tony Bennett. Look at that stroke. I mean, that's something that you can't teach. Like, you can't work on the shot mechanics and all of that. That's something you got to be born with.
Yeah, he's had an outstanding, consistent year, shooting over 40% from three, and really that prototypical stretch four. The Marquette transfer, if you remember, it was him and his brother Joey at Marquette. They've gone separate ways. Joey up at Michigan State, but he's kind of a throwback player where you give him some space, he can bury shots. I think he's got a little Doug McDermott in his game from Creighton back in the day. I don't think he moves as quickly as Doug, and at times maybe a little slower with the basketball in his hands, but Doug's became a great NBA, solid NBA bench player, and I think Hauser has that same potential as well, Cam.
Yeah, when you mentioned Marquette, I start to think about Steve Novak. That's another name that Sam Hauser reminds me of, where he can get into a position with the NBA team and really stretch that defense. Doesn't really get that high off the ground, but he can knock that shot down on a quick release. But this is the aspect that goes underrated about his game, is that he's such a great shooter that now defenders are overplaying them. And when Hauser sees that, he can take guys off the dribble to set up his teammates for baskets. So you got to have layers and levels to your game, and this is a nice level that layer that Hauser has.
Yeah, you're right. The athleticism is not extreme like we've seen maybe with Florida State and stuff, but this is just flat out basketball guile. I'm going to give you a little eyebrow fake out the window. I'm going to find my teammate. Tony Bennett does such an excellent job of using Hauser in the pick and pop and getting him to his strong suit, which is burying the three. He has that physicality down low. I think a big question mark for Virginia is when they're struggling to score. And obviously they were struggling to score against Florida State. They lost this game handily in Tallahassee. I think Hauser once in a while needs to almost break the mold. Like, yo, give me the ball. Like, we need a bucket here. When they got whacked by Gonzaga, I thought too many times he was passive. And sometimes when you're the team's best offensive player, you need to be aggressive for the good of the team. Like, when you see things are not going well, like, yo, give me the ball. I'm going to try to make something happen here. When he starts taking that step, because I'll say this, I transferred from St. John's to Northwestern, and I don't care what anybody says, you lose your swag. You lose that confidence that I could take over a game. And I've kind of seen the peaks and valleys with him. But when he's at it and when he's going full bore 100% with that confidence level, well, then I think he's really tough to stop at the college level.
Well, Tim, I think Tony Bennett has had this conversation with Sam Hauser by now. If you haven't had it, Tony, you need to have it right now. Tell Sam, hey, we need you to score the basketball. Listen to the great Tim Doyle. Break the mold. Get buckets, Sam, because if you get buckets, that improves our chances of being back-to-back NCAA champions. Virginia is special, and that's because Sam Hauser is that dude, one of the better shooters in college basketball.